Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to have a look at my 3 favorite new features in the Spring 20 release, coming right up. So in today's video I'm going to share 3 features from the Spring 20 release that specifically are going to appeal to Salesforce consultants that have been in the industry a while, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 12 years like me. These are the features that you've been wishing for some time now, and now they've finally arrived. So let's jump in and have a look. So the first feature we're going to have a look at is URL hacking. Now this has been something that's been really common in Classic since way back in the day, creating buttons and hyperlinks from within Salesforce or from external systems and bringing those into Salesforce. But obviously hacking is not a word they want to use, so they have called it navigate to record create page, which sounds a little bit more politically correct. So what I've done is taken the example that they have created and I've modified it a little bit. So I've created my button on an account and we're going to create a new contact, and some of the fields we're going to set on that contact relate to a custom checkbox from a previous video that we created for the daily deals email list scenario. So here we go. If we come to new daily deal subscriber, and the account name I pre-populated, the daily deals checkbox is ticked, and I added this description that said created by a button on account. So that all looks like it has worked as expected, but it took me a couple of goes to get this right. So let's jump into the button itself and edit this. So one of the things I learned the hard way, because it didn't work at first, was the example in the release notes has been made to be formatted and look nice, but those extra blank space values will totally break your button. So you need to make sure you remove all the white space before you create your button. Otherwise, it's really just a case of inserting each of the field names as you'd like to use them, and make sure you URL encode anything that has special characters or spaces, for example, so that they are nicely presented in the URL. And now you can get cracking on creating all of your favorite buttons that you used to do in Classic. Okay, so the next feature that will appeal to old school Salesforce consultants that we want to have a talk about is case merge. Now, I don't know how many times over the years we've built some kind of custom case merge or used an app from the App Exchange to deal with this. So this feature feels like it's 10 years late in some ways, and we've had lead merge for a long time, and this works quite similar to lead merge. So let's jump in and just go through the steps of how this works. So I'm going to pick a random case, and then I come up here to the buttons, merge cases, and the interface is looking for similar cases, similar subject, I suspect, but there's also the ability to search, and so I can just pick one of these and go through the wizard where it basically lets me set which record to use as the master and which of the differing fields I would like to use. So I can go through and choose some new values, and then those records get merged. That simple. So again, now there's a bit more to cases. There'll be various records, comments, things that hang off this, but as it goes, this is a pretty straightforward and easy to use feature as it's designed. There may be some quirks that I haven't got into yet, but really happy that this feature is finally here. Okay, so the third and final feature that we want to talk about that old school Salesforce consultants will love is the ability to assign a task to a queue. This is a pretty big one in my opinion, because looking back, I think quite a few solutions we've developed over the years would be different had this feature been available earlier. Quite often, I think we've used cases in the past where we've wanted this kind of functionality around queuing when the solution was simple enough that a task could have worked. So this feature will be welcome. Now, it's quite easy to set up. In terms of creating the queue, you simply can use a task as a supported object now. In terms of creating a task and assigning it, I've tried two different ways with different luck. So if we're here on a contact, then the ability here to assign to the user, it only wants to give me the user. So there's no way from this interface on the contact page that I can change it to a queue. If I jump back and click the task tab and go new task, now I've got that ability to assign a queue. So if I go through here, I can assign it to my new queue, and that works fine. So pretty straightforward and easy to set up, and I think this will make a lot of solutions easier moving forward with this functionality finally here in the Spring 20 release. So those are my 3 favorite features for long-time Salesforce consultants. Comment down below if there's other features that you think are super appealing as well. In another video, I'm going to cover some of the newer features around Einstein and other things. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you get notified when the next video comes out. See you in the next one.